Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Sean back again with another video, and today I'm going to show you my top 5 most underrated operators in Rainbow Six Siege. Now keep in mind, this is all my opinion. I would love to hear what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Definitely hit me down there and I will try to reply as many as I can. Now coming in at number 5 we have Mute. Now with Mute being released at the start of the game, he was really the only way to deny intel, and I still feel he is very strong to this day, and I'll explain to you why. Starting off with his jammers and his overall utility. His jammers have a good radius and can stop any attempt of an attacker's push dead in its tracks. He can stop things such as hard breaches like Thermite, Hibana, and Ace, and soft breaches like Ash rounds and breaching charges. He can also jam drones so that the attackers cannot spot you. He can stop Jackal tracks, and he can deny Dokkaebi calls and even Lion scans and much more. His loadout is very solid too. I want to touch on his loadout. He has many different types of ways to play him, depending on how you bring his loadout. Bring the MP5K for those longer ranged engagements and combo it with his pistol for a reliable secondary. Or bring his shotgun if you'll be playing for those more closer range gunfights, and bring his SMG-11 for a nice long range reliable secondary if you get caught from a distance. Basically, Mute has a lot of utility and can be played in many different ways. And if you are new to this game, I especially recommend that you pick him up as one up, if not your first operator, because he probably has the shortest learning, like the most non-steep learning curve, and it's very easy to learn. All you do is just place his jammers down, and the jammers do the rest. You don't have to do anything else. That's it. That's why he is so underrated, and I don't know why he's so underpicked, because his jammers literally do all the work for you. You just gotta put him down, and then boom, his jammers do the work. I don't know why Mute's pick rate dropped, but definitely consider picking Mute up if you don't have him, or consider starting to play him more if you do have him, because I feel like coming in with this next season, and the next update, and the next meta, he will be very strong. Check out the rest of this gameplay, and then we'll move on into the next clip. Now, coming in at number 4 on my list, this may seem like a shocker to some people, but it's Rook. Now, hear me out quick before you comment, okay? Rook is very established in the community, I know, but I haven't been seeing him picked nearly as much as I used to, and that is just unacceptable for the amount of utility and the amount of just overall goodness of the operator that he brings. Rook probably has the most utility you can give out for a team, with his armor plates giving your teammate extra bullet resistance, therefore making them take less damage. He also brings impact for, say, the things like rotate holes, popping hatches, or dealing with shield players. And one give that a lot of people really like about Rook is that he has the ACOG, which is, in my opinion, one of the best attachments for a 1-speed in the game. Not to mention, he's really straightforward and easy to pick up as well. And you'll notice a trend with these operators that I have. They're really easy to pick up. They're not that hard to learn, which is why they're really underrated. And I recommend him to anyone that's just now starting the game. Mainly, I recommend him to anyone over Mute. Rook is just a very solid operator. He has a vast, wide range of loadouts. He has the MP5, the P90. He even has a shotgun for those closer range engagements. He has a very nice high-powered pistol and also a high-powered revolver. And not to mention, he is a 3-speed, actually a 1-speed with 3 armor, which means he can take a lot of shots. But he is very loud, so you gotta watch how you play him. You mainly want to anchor with him, stay on the objective, and stick to the site, because that's where you're going to be. That's where the most of your impact is going to be felt on the round. If you staying on site, locking it down, and not giving the attackers any chance to take site control whatsoever. Now moving on to number 3 on my list, we have Alibi. Now, Alibi is one of those operators that saw a lot of play early on when she released, but kind of fell out of favor, fell off quick, without any reason, to be honest with you. Now, with that being said, Alibi doesn't exactly bring a lot of utility other than her impact grenades and her Alibi clones that ping enemies when shot. Now, her loadout is amazing for fragging and roaming and winning those one-on-one gunfights and flanking. Now, with that being said, her gun does not do that much damage, but it has a very, very high fire rate with a mild recoil that is easy to learn, and she is also 3-speed. And her primary, the MX4 Storm, has a 30-round mag. So, basically, it has the amount of an assault rifle, but with a high fire rate of an SMG. She is a great operator if you're used to playing fragging operators like Ash, Jaeger, Zofia, Twitch. And she is on the probably middle tier side to learn. She actually has a learning curve, but it's not that high. It's kind of in the middle-ish. Alibi's learning curve. And her recoil, it can get a little spotty sometimes if you lose control of it and just let it go everywhere. But if you're mainly aiming for the body up and hitting those headshots, you really shouldn't have a problem hitting your shots with Alibi. And this clip right here that is playing on the screen is a prime example of why Alibi's kit is amazing for fragging and getting those headshots and securing those kills for your team and stopping the attacker's early push.
Down to 5 seconds. Protect the biohazard container at all costs.
Setting up a diversion. I'm a distraction.
Now moving on to my second most underrated defender, we have Castle. Castle is one of my favorite defenders to play. Not only is he so straightforward, he's probably one of the most easiest operators in the game to play and learn, up there with Rook and Mute. He's pretty straightforward. If played right, he can have a big impact on a round and even a whole game based on his utility alone. His ability to block access points of entry and force an attacking team to waste their utility or simply go around, which can waste a lot of their time. And if you watch Pro League, whenever he's played, he has a big impact. Now, he doesn't have the best loadout, but the UMP can definitely hold us on the gunfight if you could land your shots or go for headshots. With the addition of the Super Shorty to his loadout, his utility is unmatched, being able to make rotate holes and pop hatches. Now, even though the UMP does not have a high fire rate, it has decent damage, which, like I said, if you're definitely hitting those chest or headshots, it can definitely hold its own in a round. And Castle's ability to just lock down a site and cut off an access point is amazing in my opinion. Now, this clip on your screen right now is a prime example how if you just hold your own in a gunfight and can just lock down an objective, as you can see in this clip, I killed the carrier, the diffuser. And this shows you exactly why Castle is amazing with locking down a room and holding his own in gunfights with the UMP 45. Take a look, watch the full clip. As you can see with the lockdown site, the attackers have no way to get the diffuser and can no longer finish the round, while Castle is amazing at cutting off entry and access points with his utility.
Bomb location compromised. Plan accordingly.
Now this clip right here is a prime example on how the UMP is a slept-on SMG and can really hold its own in gunfights, especially when you're getting pushed by multiple attackers.
Hazard container.
Now coming in at number 1 on my list is my personal favorite operator in the game, Wamai. Now Wamai has a lot to bring to the table, and I feel like that he wasn't really played as much because he kind of lived in Jaeger's shadow, because he didn't really match Jaeger's utility of dealing with grenades. He kind of just offered a new way to kind of just get him out of the vicinity.
The biohazard container.
Seeing as Jaeger actually destroys grenades and Wamai redirects them, and Jaeger can destroy multiple with one device, I feel like Wamai fell out of favor very quickly, without people even giving him a chance to prove himself. And I'm going to tell you why you should give Wamai a second try or pick him up as a decent replacement for Jaeger if you haven't already. His loadout is probably one of the best on defense, and his utility is amazing, and I'll explain why. Starting out with his loadout, he has the assault rifle, the AUG A2, which is a very high powered assault rifle with 42 damage and a semi-decent fire rate. And is only one of two on defense, as Jaeger also shares an assault rifle. Second, he has the MP5K, which is the most slept on SMG in the game, and has two high powered pistols. His gadget, in my opinion, is just as good as Jaeger if you play him right. They pull in a projectile, redirect the magnet, and destroy it, which with smart placements can really mess up an attacker's push. And yeah, guys, that's my list. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I want to hear your feedback. Let me know who you think is underrated, and maybe I'll make a part 2. And as always, if you enjoyed or found this helpful in any way, drop a like. It really shows your support, and consider subscribing. It helps the channel grow, and it helps me make new content like this. Now granted, this is my first big video like this, and it took me around 2 days to make, so the quality might not be where it is with the bigger YouTubers today, but I'm trying, I'm getting better, and I'll continue to make content like this. Consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching this far.